From the pages of Wrestling Magazine, May 1951, the golden age of grappling thunders to life, opening with publisher Joe Weider and his team promising the fans that this monthly journal will stand alongside Reader's Digest and Webster's Dictionary in permanence, filling every corner with mat lore, instruction, behind-the-scenes coverage, and exclusive photo spreads, immediately thrusting us into the eternal debate of wrestler versus boxer, as Jack Dempsey himself declares that in 99 out of 100 cases, the grappler defeats the pugilist, citing Don Eagle against Ezzard Charles as his example, recalling his Coast Guard days when 30 of his assistants were wrestlers, establishing the iron creed that the Manasseh Mauler loved wrestling first, and then the editorial columns overflow with fan letters praising the magazine's mission, before the Wrestling Whirl explodes with roughhouse reports of blood and bones breaking as the Sharpe Brothers and the Garibaldis tear each other apart. Hans and Fritz Sharpe standing tall as mat villains. Yukon Eric hoisting stunts in San Francisco. Chief Lone Eagle charging into battle with Princess Bonita sounding the war call. Wladek Kowalski arriving as a Polish giant drinking 4 quarts of milk a day and smashing opponents like Ladislaw Talun in minutes. Gorgeous Billy Darnell dazzling with power and looks. Sandor Sabo dropping Pat Faley with a headlock and backdrop that left him unconscious for hours. The Zaharias brothers weeping and conniving in tag bouts. Ali Pasha remembered as Zim Zam Zoom. Verne Gagne hailed as the smoothest technician, and Laverne Baxter terrorizing both referees and television announcers, ripping down microphones and chasing hecklers, cementing his reputation as the roughest of the rough, while photo spreads showcase Ronnie Etchison tying up Fred von Schacht, the Sharps brandishing their Pacific Coast Tag Trophy, and judges and referees unable to restrain the crying Greeks. Then Charles A. Smith dives into the cauliflower ear, dissecting the grotesque vegetable auricular that scarred boxers and wrestlers alike, tracing its causes to ruptured tissues, warning of the dangers of untreated injuries, showing examples like Ernie Dusek and Dick Raines, and stressing immediate treatment to prevent lifelong deformity, hammering home the stigma of a tin ear that many wore as a badge of honor. Next, Tony Lanza chronicles the rise of Frank Tunney, the Toronto tycoon of grappling, who turned from farm life to Maple Leaf Gardens, became secretary to Jack Corcoran, learned the craft of promoting, and with whipper Billy Watson transformed Toronto into a wrestling mecca drawing 20,000 fans and $60,000 gates. A genial 6-footer with horn-rimmed glasses who looks like a teacher, but mastermind spectacles featuring Primo Carnera, Lou Thesz, and the British Empire champion Billy Watson, all while puffing cigars and cracking dry jokes. Then the magazine unfurls Leo Gaudreau's saga of Jimmy Londos, the Golden Greek-born Chris Theophilus in a mud hut in Mycenae in 1887, the 13th child of a poor farmer who grew to tame wild stallions and hurl stones, immigrated penniless to America, and through sheer strength and volcanic Greek passion, rose to world champion, dazzling Boston with airplane scissors, holding diamond-studded belts, defeating Jim Browning, Rudy Dusek, and Dick Stahl, embodying rags to riches as the most popular and wealthy wrestler of his era, heir to the legacy of Sparta and Thermopylae. Then Charles A. Smith shifts gears to Nell Stewart, the Betty Grable of the mat, interviewed with awe as the writer expects a Gorgon but finds a movie star beauty who wrestled her way from waitress in Alabama to fan favorite, dazzling with arm locks, toe holds, and scissors while maintaining glamour, posing for flash shots, single and admired, wrestling Ella Waldeck in sensational charity matches, proving women's wrestling had both toughness and allure. The wrestling quiz teases fans with questions about record gates, Lou Thesz's title reigns, wrestlers turned promoters, famous holds like the Indian Death Lock or the airplane spin, challenging readers to match them with names like Chief Little Wolf, Buddy Rogers, Jim Londos, and Stanislaus Zbyszko. Ben Vider paints the fearsome portrait of the Great Togo, Japanese master of leverage, trained in sumo, jiu-jitsu, Turkish, and Mongolian styles, burning incense before bouts, sneaking attacks with jackets and trousers, cruel and relentless, gripping bones until they snapped, tutored by Uncle Fujiyama, teaching nobility at 17, and destined to terrorize America with a killer urge that knew no mercy. George F. Jowett then unveils the story of Gene Stanlee and the Golden Apollo of the mat, from a boyhood victory in Chicago playground tournaments to a sculpted physique that won Mr. Chicago titles, a naval career where he scored Bond Rally triumphs, wrestled 134 bouts on 34 islands, earning trophies and the title Strongest Man in the Navy. Then turned pro as a glamorous idol with golden hair, 51-inch chest, 17-inch arms, feats of strength like hoisting 600 pounds, one-hand chins, tossing boxers in mixed matches, dazzling Madison Square Garden with Antonino Rocca to 18,000 fans, beloved by 30,000 fan club members, showered with fan mail from women wearing 39 gowns of Hollywood design, taunting foes with silver-tongued banter, slamming opponents with pile drivers and spinning headlocks, adored for his charity work and glamour, earning the title Mr. America of Wrestling. Joe Weider transports us to the steppes of Mongolia, birthplace of humanity and wrestling, where nomadic horsemen invented belt wrestling centuries ago, influencing Brittany, Cornwall, and the Basques, showing how Mongolian grappling endured as the world's oldest sport. Wilfred Diamond revisits Gotch versus Hackenschmidt, the greatest wrestling match, analyzing their return bout as a grudge affair with bitterness and strategy, Gotch's tactics, spies, preparation, and Zybisco tune-up bouts, while Hackenschmidt remained the perfect gentleman but fell to American toughness and planning. Charles A. Smith continues his Let's Wrestle series with instructions on overcoming stiffness, fatigue, and soreness, breaking down waste acids and fatigue poisons, recommending light training, massage and heat, hammer locks, waist holds, half Nelsons, and conditioning, teaching readers how to master grappling step by step. Photo features show Nanjo Singh, Rocca, Thesz, Gloria Barattini, the mysterious Blue Phantom, even cartoonist Bob Cummings, all adding to the visual feast. And through every page, the spirit of 1951 wrestling roars alive. Blood and beauty, villains and heroes, science and spectacle. The readers challenged, inspired, and thrilled by tales of Dempsey, Tunney, Londos, Stewart, Togo, and Stanley, the pantheon of legends immortalized in print,